Hey, my name's Brian. I used to have really bad acne. Wham, boom, blam, whammo. But over the course of a year on Accutane, I've cleared up a lot. Now I'm in the final stretches of my treatment. Enjoy my Accutane adventures. What's up, guys? Welcome to this week of Accutane, and look at my freaking face. Like, look how damn clear it is. I've always wanted to be this close to the camera and not have to worry about being this close to the camera. Like, this is so cool. I've always wanted to be able to film really close to the camera because it gives you a good feel. It's a good tool to use as someone who makes films and videos and whatnot. It's a good strategy to keep in mind because this type of a shot gives you more of a personal feel. It gives you more of a person-to-person feel. And now I can take these. I've always stayed away from this kind of a shot, and it's always a shot that I've really wanted to implement because my face had too much acne and it would detract away from the focus of the video because people would be constantly talking about the bumps that they could see from such a close macro range. But now, I just have small little blackheads and dots, dude. Woo! Look, I just have a little, like, I don't have any like specific like areas. I don't have any specific like cysts or zits or anything. Like, all I have is just a little discoloration, a little bit of scarring, a little bit of blackheads. Up here I got the most, that's where my blackheads are. But like, that's it. I'm going into my dermatologist in a few days. We're gonna talk. Hopefully we can go like one more month at a low dose. But I'm so happy. Like, my face is clear. Sorry guys, I just had to get that out there. I'm just freaking so amped. Like, I've been doing this for so long and we've been getting better and better, and I've always appreciated the progress that I've made. But like, it's crazy to like look at my face. It's crazy to like rub my hand against the side of my face. You know, you're not supposed to touch your face, but like, you know, you rub your hand against the side of your face or something and you're like, there's no bumps there. Like, nothing hurts. My face didn't have any like pressure areas. Nothing was like hard and tense, and like, it's just a nice feeling. It's I don't know, it feels good. I feel like I've earned this 62 weeks in. So as you can see, this week's progress went really well. I'm pretty much basically clear. Of course, we still have a few more weeks to go to finalize all the polishing, you know, getting the blackheads out and stuff like that. But I'm feeling great, and the Accutane has obviously done what it was supposed to do. It just took me a little bit longer. And now, as far as my side effects, this week I'm great, man. There is one crack specifically in my lips that will not go away. Can you see it? Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it, but oh god, it's horrible. It won't go away, and because it's cracked, my lips are dry. It only gets to like moisturize when there's chapstick, and then it like dries again and re-cracks if I smile too big and there's not chapstick, and then it's just like this death pit of crackageness. But other than that, my side effects are super minimal. You know, my joints feel great, my back feels great, all the stuff that I was a little concerned about earlier in my treatment, you know, like 20-30 weeks ago. Now I'm like completely fine, and I can still function and do all the things that I want to do. The only difference really is that my face is dry and my lips are dry. Well, I could be experiencing no side effects, or I could just be well adjusted to what the side effects feel like after being on it for over a year. Okay, now I've updated you guys on my acne and my Accutane progress. This is the point where I would have been answering fan questions, and I was looking through last week's video, but there weren't that many questions to answer, unfortunately, so there wasn't really, you know, a way to do fan questions. So if you guys do want me to answer those questions, leave them below so I have questions to answer for next episode, because I always check the last video and see if I can compile like 5 or 6, 7 questions and then answer them in the next video. But because there weren't enough questions asked last week, this video is going to address something that's come up in my life lately, something that's become relevant. And you guys hear that a lot in my videos lately. I say something has come up and I want to talk to you guys about it, and I feel more comfortable now in front of the camera and in front of you guys. Like, I understand how you guys react to me opening up, and it's always positive. It's always great. So whenever something comes up in my life, something that I'm experiencing, I like to talk about it because I feel like it's the most relevant thing for me to talk about. It's something that I'm experiencing firsthand, so it's super relevant, and I feel like it's good to talk about. Now, this week's topic is basically just stress. I've had a lot of stress in my life lately, and it's basically, I mean, my stress stems from being busy as far as like, you know, making videos, training people offline, online, you know, working on clothes, ordering this, testing that, making sure that this marketing and promotions are ready, the pictures over here are ready, making sure that this person's pictures are ready, making sure that this clothing company is coming out with new stuff, this company, you know, it never stops. But I want to say that stress itself is manufactured. It's created by you as a response to outside stimulus or outside context, whatever it is, situations. What I mean by that is, of course, like, stress is going to affect you. There's no one that can just say like 0 stress, period, I don't care, and then just like go deal with events that are stressful and not have stress brew inside of them. But I do want to point out that stress it's created by us. In life, we're faced with situations and we're faced with decisions and obstacles and hardships and all sorts of things. And how you perceive that and how you decide to deal with that is going to determine whether or not you're stressed or you're not stressed. For example, I could deal with the same event 2 years ago that I would deal with now, but now I would be caused a lot more stress simply because I allow more stress to brew itself in my life. And I'm working on this, and this is why I'm making this video, is I want you guys to understand how stress happens, because I understand how my stress comes about, and I'm working on how I, deal with my life situations and how I deal with my perceptions of things so that I can stress a little bit less. But I recognize that I do stress. I mean, it's important to realize that, Try not to, always be Superman, because I also realized that I, for a while, was trying to be Superman, and I mean, everyone needs to have faults. Everyone needs to have ups and downs. It's important because that yin and yang, like I was talking about, guys, it's important to have the ups and the lows so you can appreciate the ups. So let's break it down to a real life situation so I can give you guys a little demonstration of how I have gotten stressed in the past. When I'm at the gym and say it's shoulder day and I'm gonna finish out my last bit of my workout with traps, right? So there's only one machine that I can really do because my gym really only has one shrug machine, right? And say like I just had a great workout, 50 minutes in, and I'm like, okay, I need to hit those shrugs. I have them planned right after I hit this last set of like raises or whatever. And I finish, and then I look over there, and some dude who's not actually lifting is on the machine and is texting. But I can't take the machine. He's on it technically, it's his turn, but he's just not doing it. That situation, it has stressed me out. And should it? I mean, I guess it could irritate me a little bit, but like it shouldn't stress me out. And what I mean by stressing me out is like that kind of a thing could potentially ruin my day. I don't like to let that happen, and it only happens once in a really long time, and it's usually with something a little bit more relevant than just someone taking my machine. But I've let that kind of situation, ruin my day, and even if it's a little bit lesser of a stress, it could not ruin my day, but say it could ruin my workout or something. Like I've had that happen before too, where in the beginning of my workout, all of a sudden I get a call, and then something like the shirts didn't go through right, and then someone's like mad at me, and then I'm like, ah, and I start my workout, and I just don't feel good, and it's just not a good workout. I'm stressed out. But that's because I let that get to me. I could have, of course, also gotten those same calls and been like, you know what? At the end of the day, none of this matters because tomorrow this will all be solved. I know that I'm the person that's going to work and make sure that it works eventually, after I get done with this workout. So it's not gonna do me any good stressing for an hour, since I'm still gonna get the same amount of work done. I'm still gonna get it finished when I get home. So it's like I'm saying, guys, it's really hard to do what I just said, and be like, hey, let's not stress about this stressful situation. Let's just be cool and not worry about it. But it is important to do that. And I feel like the world, but especially America, is just so stressed out and so tightly wound up. And you almost get into a routine. This is something super important that I wanted to mention. You almost get into a routine of stress where certain things can trigger you, and you're so used to getting your day ruined or your mood ruined, or you're just getting stressed out from that situation, that every time it comes up, you become stressed. And then you get into this vicious cycle where all these different triggers in the day can stress you out, and you're just a hair trigger away from having a horrible day at any point, at any situation in your day, just because you've let those situations stress you out and become routine and habitual for you. This is where I need to tell myself, listen, you can't create routine, stressful situations because that is not gonna work for you. I don't wanna be stressed. That's not something that works well with what I do. It's counterintuitive and it's counterproductive. So I have to remind myself constantly, like, listen, when that guy takes the machine that you're about to take and that's the end of your workout and that's gonna make it 100% perfect, you know what? Be better than thinking that you can only do one exercise. Like, expand yourself and make yourself a more adaptable person, and go do something else and make it work just as good as that, and then don't stress about it. I know I'm harping on the same subject, but like, That's all it is. It's just how you perceive it and trying not to let things stress you out. And also noticing the things that habitually stress you out. Things that stress you out on a daily basis or a weekly basis or whatever it is. Identify those stressful factors and work on not getting as stressed. Of course, you can try and eliminate certain things from, you know, like things that stress you out. You can eliminate them from your life, but you can't always eliminate everything. For example, say you have a job that you have to go to and there's that one dude there that just sucks and stresses you out every day. You can't do anything about that. So you have to identify your stressful factors and then try and address them. Address why they stress you out and then think about that and really try to figure out how you can stop that. Like for example, if someone at your work stresses you out because they talk so much about irrelevant things, they're using, you know, unthoughtful, unconscious thought and conversation, and it stresses you out, right? Because you're trying to get work done or something. Maybe you can figure out a way to get around that. Maybe you can talk to them for a few minutes and tell them you have to work. Maybe you can like put some earphones. You know, you just gotta work around it until you can eliminate stress, because believe me, life is so much better, exponentially better with less stress, if not no stress at all. I feel bad sometimes when I sit in front of this camera. I just start getting like, you know, all these thoughts and all these ideas, and I just keep going and going and going, and I just forget how long I've been recording. So I'm sorry if like, you know, these videos are a little bit too much talking, but you know, I love just getting ideas out here, because I have these ideas and I think they're, you know, they're interesting or whatever. I think they have some merit to them. But then once I give them out to you guys always give them back to me in such a more interesting way. You guys always expand my thoughts and also think about things that I didn't quite get to or I didn't quite think of. And then I go through the comments and I'm like, you know what? That's a good point. Oh, that's a good point. And then I almost want to make a version 2, because I'm like, hey, listen guys, there's a revised version of this video I just made because you guys all made it a lot better. So thank you guys for leaving like comments and stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it if you did that with this. I want to know what you guys think about, you know, stress and trying to eliminate it and just trying to get rid of habitual stress and everything like that. That would be really cool. I love hearing you guys' opinion. And I really haven't done a full video on stress, and stress it's relevant, you know, in everyone's life. You know, whether or not you have acne, you're probably gonna deal with stress a little bit. So I thought this would be a good and relevant video. If you did make it this far and you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. That always helps me a lot. And also share it over to the Facebook so your friends can see it, because that helps me grow. And also maybe they'll see this and they'll start going through my other Accutane story videos and learn something. Maybe they'll open their perspective to something they weren't quite open to before. Thank you guys for checking out this video. I love each and every one of you. Also, thank you guys for all the I love you comments last week. That was freaking amazing. I keep ending this video in like a false ending, but this is the end of it. Team Beyond the Week. I love you all. Big J.
Lift heavy or die MIRIN!
Yeah!